New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from the Nick of Time show. Here to give you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And I have some breaking news, guys. I have some big news, or big news for me anyway. And it's coming from our very own inside source, Ian Begley, who kind of made a correction. And the funny thing is, I literally made a video this morning talking about this very subject. Ian Begley, a few days ago, mentioned that Payne will in fact be the backup point guard behind Jalen Brunson because Miles McBride, or Deuce as we like to call him, is more seen as an off-ball guard. And I made a video recently, literally this morning, literally 2 hours ago, explaining how Miles McBride needs to get minutes if he's not traded for a big. Hopefully he's not. Miles McBride needs to get minutes because of the impact that he's had on this game. He's been one of our best five-man lineups on his team with Jalen Brunson. He's also defensively been great, and he's performed not only in the regular season, but in the playoffs in key moments in his first real playoff minutes. We cannot afford to sit him and have him be third string. But lo and behold, Ian Begley said he made a mistake. He said he made a mistake, and I'm going to get to exactly what he said about his mistake, and it's a big one too. So let's get to it, all right? So, Ian Begley mentions in his latest article, what do you think about Payne's deal represents, and we'll skip all this part. He says, I said I thought Payne would get significant minutes next season. Turns out that based on current rotation projections, I was wrong. Before we get to that, I just want to touch on my answer in the mailbag. I thought Payne would get rotation minutes off the Knicks bench because I knew they had interest in Tyus Jones. I assumed the same thing. Jones would obviously get significant minutes with the Knicks if he was signed here. So I assumed the Knicks had similar plan for Payne. The assumption was wrong. This is where things stand with the projected rotation coming out of Summer League. Rookie Tyler Koleck is currently the backup point guard ahead of Payne. Big news on the Knicks front. He's actually going to get minutes right off the bat as the backup point guard. Per people familiar with the matter, the Knicks were thrilled to get Payne last week. He signed for a veteran minimum deal. At the moment, he is viewed as a third league guard behind Koleck, who had a very strong summer league. Now here's the thing. I just finished making a video about this, and I had a hypothesis. I myself said I don't think McBride should be the third string guard off the bench. He's done way too much in the Knicks uniform. He showed us so much growth from year 1 to 2 to now 3. He's actually performed well during the regular season, shooting 8.3 points, 45% from the field, and 41% from 3 as well. He's also been a part of our best five-man unit along with Jalen Brunson and iHeart. So to me, he's proven way too much to take him out of rotation completely. If anything, we need to proceed and see him grow anymore. There was a time where it was a time when I was a Knicks fan and we was having debates on right here at KOT that people were saying that McBride is the playmaker and IQ is a ball hog, and they would point to G League stats. They would point to some league stats and say, look how many assists he has. He should be running our point guard position because he's a playmaker. Now, for me, when I'm looking at McBride now, I think what the Knicks are doing is they're stripping down his responsibilities and building him back up, quite exactly like what they did with Emmanuel Quickley. They started out Quickley as a guy who should play make. Then they told him to just concentrate on scoring. And then they had him play make more and more as time went along. That's exactly what I think is happening with McBride. They had him start the play make, then they started taking away and said just concentrate on scoring. And I think they're going to give him more and more opportunity to play make as time and time goes along. At least that's my theory anyway. But now with this news, it seems like, you know what? We're going to bring you along even slower because Tyler, he's a playmaker through and through. So that whole plan might be scrapped or at least scaled down significantly because the Knicks are on sort of a championship run. But on that last video, I also had another sort of hypothesis about how the rotation could possibly look. And I'm going to get to that really quickly, okay? Because when I assumed that Payne would be the backup, and this is the depth chart that was posted on ESPN during the Summer League game. They had Payne here with DiVincenzo, Hart, Bates, and Sims. Now they're saying that Koleck is the backup point guard, which is cool. But I think what might happen for McBride to get minutes is they might have to slide Hart back to the power forward spot because he's getting minutes. DiVincenzo to the 3 because he has to get minutes. And then we're sliding McBride at the 2. Do I like it? Not necessarily. I don't like to have small teams really. But I do feel like all these guys need minutes. So that might be the actual lineup. And then if we sign Precious Achiuwa might be the backup 5, or maybe some miracle we have another backup 5. He plays a 5, which is an extremely small team, but that's something that I can see is happening. It's funny because when I look at the rest of this article by Ian Begley, I feel like he kind of contradicts himself a little bit. The Knicks were thrilled to get Payne last week. He signed for a veteran minimum deal. At the moment, he is viewed as the 3rd lead guard behind Koleck. All right. Will Koleck be in Thibodeau's rotation? I don't know the answer to that question. This is the part that's confusing me with this article. I'm not sure how Begley doesn't know if Koleck's part of the rotation if he just said that he'll be the backup point guard. To me, if you're the backup point guard, you are in the rotation. To me, that kind of means exactly what I said last video, but just swapping out Payne for Koleck. You're going to have Koleck, McBride, DiVincenzo, Hart, Sims, or Achiuwa, or whatever backup center that we have. So that's my prediction of what might happen. Big news for Koleck, who I didn't really think was going to get minutes this season. Seems like he might be the backup point guard, or at least maybe they're also considering McBride as a point guard option too. Maybe that's what they mean by they don't know if he's going to get significant minutes, because maybe they mean if McBride steps up in that role in practice, they'll give him backup point guard minutes. I don't know. We'll see. But Payne being lower on the depth chart is a big deal, and it changes how I see the landscape of this whole Knicks team, and it changes how I feel about this team because I just didn't like the idea of just benching Miles McBride completely for Payne. I just did not like it. I hated it. So thank you, Ian Begley, for kind of clearing that up, and thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the breakdown. Hopefully it's comprehensive to you guys and you kind of understand it. Let me know what you guys think at the bottom. Do you want Tyler to be the backup point guard? Do you want McBride to be the backup point guard? Or maybe it should be a tandem. Do you mind going small even if you're playing McBride and Tyler together with Josh Hart at the 4? You already know Josh Hart hates playing the 4, but that might have to be the route that we have to go to get things done. All right. That's the show, though. Thank you guys for watching. And yeah, as always,
shout out the worldwide west. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here in these Knicks YouTube streets. Crazy show, crazy update. Thank you, Ian, for that clarification. That's the show. I'm out. Peace.